Welcome to my healing world. My name is Monica, and I call myself CollagenBabe. And I'm here in Khoi Phang Yang at Rung Arun Resort, Thailand. And I wanted to share a moment of my life with you. I just did my Facebook and my Instagram. I realized that I could actually use my speaker, my earphones, as a way of speaking into the video without the wind sound going through. So I'm just testing this out. I'm a almost 60-year-old biohacker, optimized holistic healer, and I'm using social media as a way of communicating my concussion recovery. I fainted in Bali a couple of months ago, and I broke my nose, I fractured my teeth, I cracked a tooth off, and I had 2 black eyes, and I just, a lot of compression in my head. And I'm not going to get on a plane right away. So I spent a month in Bali in Canggu, resting at a guest house, because I assessed that I was cognizant enough that I could just take care of myself. I mean, whenever they let you out of a hospital, you still have to take care of yourself, or you have to have people taking care of you. And I felt that I was strong enough and experienced enough that I could manage, and I did. So I got myself on a plane to Singapore about 3 weeks ago, and then I flew from Singapore to Thailand, where I just spent the last 2 weeks with my friends in Bangkok getting my teeth assessed. They just put in a temporary, and I decided I would come to an island in Thailand and hang out for 10 days while I waited for the crown to get created. And so I'll be back in Bangkok in about a week to get my tooth put in, and then depending on whether the color is right, I'll book a plane back to Canada, which is for me a big deal, because as a person who understands concussions and airplanes, I am doing my best to take it slow going back. That's why I've waited 2 months to get my body into that plane, because it's one thing to take an hour flight or 2-hour flight, but to take a 12-hour flight, I needed to make sure that my body was prepared for that. And so I needed to make sure that the blood that were broken, blood vessels that were broken behind my eyes and behind my nose were somewhat healed. And to heal broken bones and blood nerve endings it's about 6 weeks. I'm giving it 2 months. And I just had to get that tooth done in Thailand, because Thailand is actually famous for their low-cost teeth repair. So I got the root canal. Whether that, as a holistic healer, it's not the most ideal situation, but as a conventional person, I felt it needed to get done. And in the future, at some point, all 3 of the teeth will be redone anyways, because I have a holistic dentist, the Enlightened Dental Office in Vancouver. So I'll get their assessment of it when I get back to Canada, because they have to take care of the other 2 teeth that are actually fragile right now. So this tooth here is an old root canal, and it's infected, and it has to be pulled out. It'll take 3 months to accomplish. And this one is traumatized. So my worst nightmare has come true. You know, I started using a product called Liquid Biocell Collagen about 2012, and what kept me going in taking it every day was that my teeth has always been had infected gums, and when I was 50 years old, they were wobbling. Hormones, aging, stress, all compounded to the point where my teeth were actually rocking in the sockets, top and bottom. They actually put a splint in the bottom teeth to hold it in, and the top was so precarious that I knew that that was going to be my future. So I kept on praying and praying and praying for an answer. And a friend of mine called me from Seattle and said, "You got to test this collagen for your arthritis." And you know, it's been 7 years of taking it every 12 hours. First, as a single mom, I mean, it was pretty pricey, but for me, my teeth and my nightmare kept me going because I wanted my teeth to stay in. I didn't want to grow old and have my teeth, you know, be a minefield for the dentist to just keep on pulling out because of the inflammation. Within a month, the inflammation stopped. I continued using it. Then 4 months later, my hair grew back. So for me, it was a really done deal. I mean, you know, if I can't buy the product outright, I will promote the product so that I can get my 10% commission. That's just the way I've done my life for the last 30 years. If I see a product I like, and the price point is too high, I start working it. So that's what I did. I started, you know, creating a whole persona of being CollagenBabe, you know, wanting this to be something I did for the rest of my life because it was keeping my teeth in my mouth and my hair on my head. And then I head to Bali to write my book about my, you know, 8 concussions, and I end up fainting in the bathroom on December 25th of 2019, and I fractured my face. So it's just been a story after story after story. For me, the reason I became a holistic healer in 1996 professionally was that I actually fell off the Grand Canyon in 1992, and I broke my back. So there's always these bones that have to be regenerated, and the inflammation to be kept down, and so I'm always biohacking my life. When I get back to Canada, I'm going back to do, you know, celery juicing. I'm already practicing intermittent fasting right now. You know, keeping my eating in a window of 8, 10, or 12 hours so that we get the, I think it's called autophagy happening, where the proteins are being eaten so that we have more better digestion. And you have to understand the body is a protein system that needs to have digestion working. And if your body is in a fight or flight response, you're not going to get the proper digestion. So you have to learn to rest, digest, relax, and heal. That's part of the whole autonomic nervous system needing to be, you know, worked on. And, you know, almost 60, I'm semi-retired. You know, I have my house in Vancouver. I have all my bills paid. I actually created this time frame for me to write my memoirs, because in my heart I understand that my future I will have to be cared for, you know, and if I can't walk or I can't think because of my concussions, I need to have record of my past so that people can do the right assessments on me if I'm not able to speak my life to them. And that's why I constantly practice, you know, recording my life on social media and in written form and in audio form to the best of my abilities. You know, I'm a single mom therapist. It's not really natural for me to be a documenter. You know, I'm too busy learning how to stay alive. And, you know, I'll keep this under 11 minutes. Thank you very much for following along. Oh, here's the tip that I wanted to start this with. I'm heading on a 12-hour flight back to Canada. And about 10 or 20 years ago, I heard from a kidney specialist who was my client, my massage client, that the best way to maintain your body on a plane is to drink soda water, because the bubbles will keep your veins from compressing, especially in that can air. So I wanted to start this video just to share that one little tidbit. And the reason why I'm on YouTube right now is that I have all hundreds, if not thousands, of these little hacks that I do to make sure that I stay viable as long as I can. So thank you for following along, and I appreciate that you lasted this long. And if you click to follow, or you want to share this information with one of your friends who has concussion so that they can follow along, because that's all I will be doing. I will be telling stories about concussion and concussion recovery, concussion repair. It's just, you know, what can you do every single day that will make sure that you live a life of less suffering. Namaste. So much love. Bye.